So you tell me, Whit, whether this is an active middle finger to all of MAGA and the right wing by putting this guy who likes to dress in women's dresses and who hates the United States so much he won't come here because he's worried about ICE raiding his concert as our Super Bowl entertainment. Let's kick it off with this Bad Bunny because he gets selected to play in this and released a statement. What I'm feeling goes beyond myself. It's for those who came before me and ran countless yards so I could come in and score a touchdown. This is for my people, my culture, and our history. But what he said recently when asked about this, the question, you said you wouldn't be giving any concerts in the United States. Was this out of concern about the mass of Latinos? Man, honestly, yes. There was the issue of like ICE could be outside my concert, and it's something that we were talking about and very concerned about. So I'll just do one date in the United States. Oh, he's going to deign to grace us with his presence at the Super Bowl.
Homeland Security Advisor Corey Lewandowski just told conservative podcaster Benny Johnson who else will be too. Watch.
Will ICE have enforcement at the Super Bowl for the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show?
Yes, Benny Johnson tweeted this. Hi, in case you're wondering how we know we are doing something right, our reporting on ICE being at Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show just caused every host on The View to spiral into an unhinged 5-minute meltdown. It is not much, but it's honest work. Benny Johnson did an interview recently and there was a confirmation like ICE will be appearing on this location. These people seem not to be happy with this. Some say, why should they allow all American citizens to attend this? That is what I see on social media. When you take a look at this, according to the U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, all U.S. citizens will be allowed into the Super Bowl in February, and ICE will be there to enforce this. It is any wonder that foreign tourism too is plummeting. That is a question this guy is asking. You know, if I see people putting out ridiculous tweets like this, it's crazy. If you are a tourist, you will have your passport and everything to prove that you are a tourist.
Will ICE have enforcement at the Super Bowl for the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show?
Benny, there is nowhere that you can provide safe haven to people who are in this country illegally, not the Super Bowl and nowhere else. We will find you. We will apprehend you. We will put you in a detention facility, and we will deport you. So know that that is a very real situation under this administration. It's so shameful that they've decided to pick somebody who just seems to hate America so much to represent them at the halftime game.
We will arrest you, but they hate America. Okay. So Bad Bunny has spoken out against Trump policies, and he even refused to do a nationwide U.S. tour because of ICE raids. Now, is that why they're sending ICE to the game? They're mad at Bad Bunny, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, no. Okay, I'm going to be the first to admit, I'd heard of Bad Bunny. I didn't know who this guy was. So I'm like, who is Bad Bunny? I mean, I know I'm old, but I'm not that. There's Bad Bunny for those who are just listening. In a dress with some weird white boots that are manly, and he's got hair on his legs, but he's got this big white dress, and he's got glitter on his eyes. I mean, it's a situation. So clearly he's not my cup of tea. But then I got to thinking, whose cup of tea is he? And so, this is what I found out going down the rabbit hole on this guy. I had no idea that Barack Obama's best friend, Jay-Z, he actually runs the Super Bowl selection process through his company, Rock Nation. And so as soon as I heard that, it was like, okay, it makes sense. They're just trying to shove woke ideology down America's throat in the platform of the Super Bowl. It makes sense. It's not because of who Bad Bunny is. It's because they want us woke. And that's really what it is.
I think it's more than a middle finger just to MAGA and conservatives in this country. I think it's a middle finger to what America is all about. You know, I don't watch football myself, but, you know, I remember watching the Super Bowl last year and seeing Kendrick Lamar perform. And I remember thinking if my grandparents were still alive, like, what would they think about watching this? Like, can't you put people on who actually like represent true American values, who have songs that everyone can dance to? But it's like TikTok slop and these people coming on with these songs that are vulgar and completely out there. And so to me, it seems more not even just against MAGA, but more of a breakdown against American culture. Like, if you listen to this guy's songs, I'm telling you, these aren't the songs that you want to be showing your children and things like that. And
yes, for confirmation, when you take a look at this, breaking DHS Secretary Chris Noem confirms that ICE will be at the Super Bowl and enforcing at the Bad Bunny halftime show will be all over the place. We are going to enforce the law. You should not be coming to the Super Bowl unless you are a law-abiding American citizen. When asked if she has a message for NFL, Secretary Noem said, the NFL sucks and we will win. They are so weak. We will stand for America. They won't be able to sleep at night. We will fix it. This was an interview Penny Johnson carried out. And when you take a look at what these people are doing here, it is very important. People struggling to criticize this. I don't understand why Democrats love this so much.
There is no doubt that the Latino community is taking a victory lap on this because, listen, you know, at a time when you see Latino being racially profiled, when you see immigrants being hunted down like animals, when it's been a really hard 9 months for the Latino community, most of us, many of us, to hear that Bad Bunny is going to be in that huge stage representing gives us something to be happy about and to celebrate. And you know what? The more mad they are, the more gleeful I am. In the Super Bowl halftime, he was the guest artist with Shakira in 2020. And you know what? None of your heads exploded. So
it's a despicable precedent that they've set. But I will say, as someone who's Puerto Rican, I also like to just remind everybody that Bad Bunny doesn't hate America. He is American because Puerto Ricans are also American.
So when we talked about this earlier this week, I don't think I realized how big of a controversy it was and that some on the right were just absolutely losing their minds over it. And what stood out to me is the NFL is a massive money-making operation that makes absolutely no business decision lightly. There is no way that they're like, oh, yeah, Bad Bunny, that guy, that's how we're going to do it.
$25,000 a ticket.
This is also the most lucrative night in football. 191 million people watched in 2025.
Yes, the view meltdown of our eyes enforcing laws at the Super Bowl proves the establishment fears accountability. Bad Bunny boycott of U.S. tours to avoid ICE scrutiny isn't activism, it is evasion. Taxpayer-fund stadiums and security enforcing the rule of law is not unhinged. Prioritizing American safety over performative outrage is how you restore order. If you are here illegally, no event is a sanctuary. Compliance isn't optional. When media outreach drowns out basic law enforcement, it is time to examine who benefit. That is it. This is actually very important. When I see people writing this, I don't see where the problem is coming from. But Libras will always take it to another level. It's crazy, right? The View is always fond of this. I'm going to end here, please. For the short clips you see at the end of this video, that is for the YT algorithm. You can end here if you like. Please remember to share the videos. God bless you abundantly.
That there's more and that we needed to play, and I think it's SOT 31.
You really go there, and then do you really say?
She cannot stand him, Glenn. J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American Armed Forces, you should have to be in shape. There should be a bare minimum of fitness.
Give interviews, I don't do them.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah. President Obama.
Is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC. Want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Well, Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by. But in case anyone needs a refresher, we're going to go over the rules again.
He does not have a right to have a television show where he lies his ass off to the American people.
Well, there are repercussions to spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not all the same people that are in these polite.
Disagree with what Gavin Newsom said, that he doesn't.
Dave Chappelle, he's not wrong about that last.